So if you are in a divorce recovery journey, I would say if it's easy if you're an extrovert person. If you're an introvert person, it could be a big challenge. However, I challenge you to do that. Create a community around you. And there are so many ways to meet those people who are going through this journey. If you go to church, temple, or even other places, you can just Google it, and then from there, people who are kind of like-minded, because not everybody will match up with your mindset or the things that you look at in the same way. You can start a community. You can call it mastermind, and mastermind is just like having an accountability partner with whatever that you're trying to achieve. And I will tell you this: if you keep the engagement and the group discussion mostly positive, before you know it, the group is going to grow. The group is going to grow because in this world, trust me, there is so much negativity, starting from the news channel to online, other websites, the comments, and thank you guys don't write negative comments, and I expect you guys to be honest, and if there is constructive criticism, I will take it, write that down. We all can learn. But the point is, there is so much negativity in the world. So if you keep the group positive, people will come. And then, I talk about this attract, don't chase. And that is something. Look at this fountain, so nice. So I'm sitting here, I'll show you guys. This is a little bench here. So when I was walking by, there were two people, husband and wife, they're older couple. They were sitting there, and there, I don't know if you guys can see, they're actually walking over there. So I walked a little bit over there, and then I came back. So I'm sitting here, and there's this nice fountain. So I want to share this with you guys, to create a community, mastermind, whatever you want to call it is. And say you are having a hard time creating that community, you're in a very difficult journey, there's so many other groups that you can join. There is Toastmasters. Speaking of that, tonight I have Toastmasters. I have been part of Toastmasters for over 10 years, and I love it. My Toastmaster people, the group, they have become like a family. If you guys are watching this. So I also love to compete, so it's awesome. And then all of the things that happens after divorce, it's a lot about our fear, right? And the interesting joke we have at Toastmasters, and it's actually also based on a research that it's funny, it's really funny, I'll tell you. So the most fearful things in life, number 1 is public speaking, and number 2 is death. So people would rather die instead of speaking in front of public. So this is actually a great opportunity. I haven't met a person who would say that, oh no, I don't like public speaking. Whoever I speak to, the people who are super afraid of public speaking, they also have a desire to make their public speaking better, because it pays off in every single area of your life. Either if it's one-on-one communication with your partner, with your kids, your, school teacher of your kid, or your coworker, and your promotion, your work, your business, in every aspect, good communication is a key, even to have a very good relationship with your partner. I think I'm going to start walking back. It's getting a little chilly with the wind. So, you can join Toastmasters if you don't want to create your own community. But community building is going to help you to grow really, really fast. You can also create a book club, and you don't even have to buy a bunch of books. There's libraries all over the place, right? So you can get books from the library and create a book club. That way, what happens is the discussion stays on a positive zone instead of going back to your past, your exes, and what worked, what didn't work. So book club is a great way to connect with people who are like-minded, and they will come and talk about things where you all will get inspired. So I encourage you to do that. Because more you focus on your personal growth, faster your recovery will be. Because in this situation, when you're in a divorce recovery journey, most you are losing is time from your own life. Because when you are in our midlife, we don't know how much time is left. Is it 5 years or 50 more years? We don't know. So the time that is remaining, you want to spend the best way possible. And if you're one of the folks here that you are watching these videos and you have a great, amazing life with your partner, with your kids, you can still help other people in the journey. Every person I know knows a person who is going through the divorce recovery journey, and it's not easy, it's hard. So, share this channel with them, or share some of the tips that you may have heard from here with them, right? This world, we can all make the world a little bit better place, right? So we can all do our part a little bit. So do that. Also, if you are in a relationship, whether it's a long relationship or you're married, and you think that something is not working out right, you want to communicate, because in this video I'm talking a lot about the communication. So I wanted to make sure that I cover that part, that what you want to do is, as you communicate with your partner something that might be bothering you, look for the right time, and then talk openly with them about it. Not don't fight, that's why you have to look for the right time, and then say that if we do this and this and this, maybe that will be better, or they might have a different idea. You also want to be receptive to their idea, because trust me, in this world everybody wants to be happy. The peace, everybody is looking for peace, even if it is Buddhist monk who are doing 20 hours of meditation a day, or the priest or pastor, they have a different way of teaching. Everybody is looking for peace. People pray to God is for peace. So same thing, that the reason I shared is your partner is also looking for peace. So if that is the underlying reason that you are talking to him or her, then it has to get better, right? And do the check-in with your partner. And it might be so that, depending on the personality, it might be so that you have to take the initiative, and your partner is probably not one of those who would take that initiative. But for your relationship's sake, for your happiness sake, you might want to do that. Because ultimately both of you will be happy. And if you have kids, the kids are going to be so much happier when you are living the most fulfilling life. Because in this channel, even though I dive mostly for folks who are going through the divorce recovery or going through challenges navigating the dating after divorce field, because confidence gets crushed after divorce. So sometime when you're in your 20s and you're dating, it may not be exactly the same when you're 40s and dating, but it can be. The point is, it's all loving your own life the way it is, and another person just complimenting it. It's not that you want to look for what's missing for the other person to come and fill it, and then that's the wrong way of looking at it, and then you'll keep going from relationship to relationship. So anyway, putting that aside, right now I'm talking to you. If you are watching this still and you are in a relationship but you don't really know that, is divorce is the solution, I don't know what I need to do, because they say that divorce starts in people's mind a lot long before the actual papers are signed. Don't stay in that zone. Try to figure out a way to live a better life, to live a fulfilling life. I'm not telling you to leave the marriage. I'm telling you to, both of you, talk openly to make things better. Because all the couples I know went through that journey, including myself, there is a phase, there's a period that happens before actual divorce where things are not aligning and two people are drifting apart. So if you think of it, if two people are drifting apart this much, they will be able to. But if they're drifting apart this much and this much, my right hand, I'm holding the tripod, so I have to show only with one hand. So I mean, for comparison's sake, this much versus this much, right? It's different. So more two people drift apart, then there is less and less common ground. And when there is less and less common ground, the ultimate solution is, of course, doesn't work anymore. Sorry, I'm walking really fast, so that's why I'm breathing heavy too. I hope you guys can follow what I'm saying. So, live a fulfilling life. So for that, talk to your partner, make it better. Because I also hear sometimes that people say that some people are there in a dead marriage, and that is sad, because life is not supposed to be lived that way. So it is important that whatever is necessary and the way you may need to communicate, that needs to change, or you both may need some sort of help, I don't know, therapist or something. I'm not a therapist, by the way, I'm a coach. So the biggest way I differentiate that is that therapists will help you to process the past emotion, and sometimes it may take years. But as a coach, I help you to make a better future, an unstoppable future, a midlife reinvention, and not only focused on your relationship part, because we are a whole person, meaning if you're focusing only on the relationship, not talking about how your career is going, if you are doing anything for fun in life, and if your health is screwed up, and I'm sorry, then you are not going to have a fulfilling relationship. Because all this the 4 quadrant that I talk about, if you guys come to my channel often, I talk about the 4 quadrants. You need to make sure that you are feeding all those 4 quadrants. Thich Nhat Hanh, a Buddhist monk, he said in many of his books that whatever you water grows. So if you are watering love, that will grow. And if you are watering hate, that will grow. So that's how what ends up happening is that a lot of time, unknowingly, slowly it shifts from love to like to dislike to hate. And it doesn't happen overnight, but when you can detect it early enough, there are higher chances of making it work. But then when it gets to a point that you feel like it is too late, or the other person in the relationship feels like too late, and more often than not what happens is one person moves on and the other person have not, and then it causes more trauma, more sadness, or whatever that may be, and recovery takes longer. So before you get to that stage, if you are in a relationship where things are, you think that it can improve, just talk. Communication is the ultimate key. Just talk. And if you're like, I have been talking about it for a long time, it still doesn't work, I do everything, and then say that. And sometime maybe you have to write an email. If you're saying the same way over and over and it's not working, just try a different method. Maybe share that with a common friend, and the common friend in a good time will talk to both of you guys that, hey, this is happening, because then the other person understand the importance of it. Because in your mind, things are bubbling up, meaning before a volcano erupts, so that in your mind the volcano is ready to erupt, but the other person may not know that, because it all comes down to communication. So the other person has to know that this time when you are talking about this thing, it's not just a general thing. You are not just saying for the sake of saying. This is serious. Because ultimately, it is sad. They say that in a divorce, unfortunately, the biggest losers are the kids. And the biggest winners are the attorneys, because they make money. Because that's their profession. I mean, there's nothing bad about them. That's their profession. That's how they're supposed to make money. And they help too. If they're good, they help you. But the point is that your kids. So if you of course everybody cares for their kids, they love their kid, and sometimes we may think that this is what is best for them, but sometimes taking a step back and trying to understand that is this something that giving them the best life possible. Because I have known couple who are in that state, and I have known people who know others who tell me that they're in that state, they're in a dead marriage for their kids. And it is kind of sad. It is sad because when they're in a dead marriage, which means there's lots of fights, lots of unhappiness in the house, and kids are seeing it. They are growing up knowing that that is normal. And sometimes it takes time. It don't happen overnight. I remember my early days, some of my friends used to tell me that, and I didn't really get it. And that is okay. If it doesn't resonate with you now, at some point it may. And the ultimate point is, again, I would say, is that sometime, and I would say sometime, not always, for divorce type of situation, prevention could be better than cure. Prevention could be, I would say always, prevention could be better than cure. So what I mean is just getting out of a relationship versus, trying to make the relationship better. That might be the solution for you. But for some people, it might be so that getting out is better. So you just need to know what that is. Did you do everything to work things out? Especially if you have lived with each other for that long, and then if you have met a long time ago, you loved each other, so there were common things that you loved about each other, and perhaps you grew apart. It's possible you grew apart because that happens to a lot of people. Bill Gates and Melinda Gates, 27 years of marriage. I think, oh my goodness, I can't even believe that. And they got divorced during the pandemic. And I think I actually didn't know, somebody mentioned that, I forgot who, and then I read it, that Bill Gates, I think, said that was one of his biggest mistake or something like that, he considers. But the point is that, it doesn't have to be that way. Just try and see, communicate. And going back to Toastmasters, that's the ultimate place where you would learn how to communicate better. If you heard me, I don't know, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, I think I did good one-on-one communication. If I have to speak on a stage, oh my God, I was afraid. If I have to think that I had to make this YouTube video, and do it. But now I love it. Toastmasters, it all goes back to Toastmasters. And you'll have amazing mentors there, because there are people who have been with Toastmasters for 30 years, 40 years. And if you're in an advanced club, that's like nothing like it. You'll get to learn so much. And if you're not one of those people that into speaking, public speaking or something, but still if you do in this divorce recovery journey, it goes back to like what I was saying. Number one is death. Number two is public speaking. I'm sorry. Because that is going to take any fear out of your mind. And the opposite of fear is confidence. You must have heard the opposite of fear is faith. Faith and confidence, they're like the same thing, because when you have faith either in God or universe or yourself, that means you're so confident about the thing that you don't worry about what's happening on a day-to-day basis, because you know that it's going to be good. So, keep doing that. Keep working on your inner coach. Make it so confident that nothing can break you, so you'll become unstoppable. Good luck.